I found out that mind control is a real thing and not just a conspiracy theory. I was doing everything right, but I was still broke. I was still anxious, and I was afraid to check my bank account. That's when I realized my debt was actually in control of my mind, and it was in control of my life. I really wasn't in control of anything. I remember that exact moment that I realized debt was controlling my mind. And it was actually controlling my life also. It wasn't some big event. It wasn't a bank calling me to tell me, hey, Mr. Ware, you owe such and such money. I actually wasn't in a store or I wasn't at a ATM and it wasn't my card being declined. It happened on a Tuesday. And I remember it specifically because on that Tuesday, I had literally thought in my head, I just got paid Friday and I've only got to Tuesday. I was sitting in my car in a parking lot and I was staring at my bank app. My heart was racing, my mind was spinning, and I was trying to figure out if I had enough to get gas or if I was gonna buy groceries. That moment right there, that changed me. It shook something in me so bad and so deep that I knew I had to make a difference. I knew I had to do something different. And if you've ever felt like that, if you've ever felt like money is running your life instead of you, then I can promise you, this video right here, this is just for you. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you're working, you're always broke? Maybe you've had a thought that getting out of debt, it's not even possible, that you'll always have it. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to open up your bank account and not get anxious or feel overwhelmed? Are you really ready to stop allowing your money to control your emotions and take back your power? Ask that. Ask yourself that. Do you want to take back control? Do you want to take back control of your mind and your life and not allow your money to control it? You know, I asked this and I said it wasn't someone calling me when I realized it, but something that, if I can be honest with you all about, I had got to the point where I had stopped answering calls from collectors because I knew it was a debt collector call. And I was pretending that I had it all together. I would smile at work. I was actually still giving advice to others. And I honestly didn't know what else to do because no one had taught me how to live differently. Debt was silently ruining my life. I was working hard, like extremely hard, to the point every year I would get a good raise, like a really good raise. And it seemed like every 2 years there would be a promotion. But if that's the case, why was I still broke? And maybe you're in this same position. So why are you still broke? For me, I was broke because with more money, I kept increasing my lifestyle. And maybe you know that these habits are hurting you. We continue to keep them and we operate with the mindset that it's okay to have debt because I can make the payment. It's cool because everybody does it. And honestly, at one point, I had a made up mind that I'm just gonna die with debt. I'll have debt my entire life. There's no need to pay it off. When I die, when I'm deceased, they'll bury me with debt. For me, it was a regular day that Tuesday. I had my bills due, my gas light was on, my fridge was nearly empty. Like I said, I opened up my app, my bank app, and my heart, I don't know if any of you deal with anxiety, and I used to didn't think it was real, but my heart was racing and I was anxious because what I saw, it was absurd. I literally had just got paid on Friday and I had made it to Monday and I thought I was good. And on Tuesday, when I looked at my bank app, there was less than $30 in my account. It was actually $27.43 to be exact in my account. And I sat there and I stared at it. And I was really frozen. But the crazy thing was, I wasn't just broke. I was actually mentally exhausted. I was tired. I was fed up. That day, I actually cried. Not because I was hopeless, but I cried because I had finally admitted the truth to myself. Something has to change. So on that day, I went home. I'm literally tired from work, but I had a made up mind. I had made a decision, and that decision was no more hiding, no more hoping that it's basically gonna fix itself. That night, I did something that I had avoided doing for years. That night, I pulled out every single bill. I pulled out every single statement. I pulled up every single account that I had, and I listed every single dollar. I listed every single cent that I owed. I wrote out what I made, but I also wrote out what I had spent. And then I faced the truth. And that truth was, I was in deep, but in that moment, I was no longer powerless. I didn't have a fancy plan. Like, I'm a pen and pad guy. So there was no fancy plan. You got into this step by step. So you're going to get out of it step by step. I created a real budget. I talk about this a lot. I created a zero-based budget. Every dollar counted. Every dollar had a job. Every dollar had a place for it. I started picking up side work. I started selling things. I started saying no to myself. At that time, I was into the Snowball method. So I started paying off the smallest debts first and getting momentum. I needed that during that time. And I'll be honest, I wasn't perfect. I slipped sometimes, but I didn't stop. Because now, I promise you, I knew that the thing that was at stake was my future. And I didn't want my future to be buried 6 feet under. I didn't want my future to be buried in the ground. So regardless if I slipped, I kept pushing forward. Becoming debt free, it wasn't just about money. It was about ownership. It was about Tyrone taking ownership of his mind, of his life, of his future. I started making decisions from a place of power. No longer was I going to make a decision from panic. I stopped apologizing for wanting better. And honestly, I got to a point where I started dreaming again. I wasn't just getting out of debt. Like, for me, it wasn't just getting out of debt, but I was also becoming someone new. I was becoming disciplined. I was becoming focused. I had become very intentional with everything. I was free from the bill collectors. I was free from debt having control over my mind, for debt having control over my life. Now, when I decided at this point to look at my bank account, I didn't feel fear. I didn't feel anxious or overwhelmed. I had a place of peace inside of me. I felt peaceful. Now, when a bill came in, I didn't flinch because I was prepared for it. And honestly, that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to overcome this thing. I want you to be able to climb this mountain, overcome this mountain, and let this mountain become your success story. I'm here to help you, your accountability partner. But I'm a real life person that has been there, that has also done it. So if you're in that moment right now, and if you're staring at your bank app wondering, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to get through this week? I promise you, I see you. I feel you. And I want you to hear me clearly. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You're not alone. But something has to change. And it starts with you. The moment I realized that debt was controlling my mind and my life was the same moment that I honestly decided to take it back. And I wish that I had a Tyrone Isaac telling me like I'm now telling you. That's when I decided to take it back. And you honestly, you can do the same thing. So for me, what I would tell you to do is stay tuned to this channel. You know, this video, hopefully it spoke to you. And if it did speak to you, I want you to drop a comment that you're taking control, that you're taking control of your mind, you're taking control of your life, that you no longer will allow debt to control you. You're no longer going to control or have mind control over you. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, because every single week I'm sharing real tools and real strategy and real truth to help you unlock your untapped potential. And there's untapped potential in there. You just have to allow it to come out. When somebody tells you that you got a bunch of potential, they're saying it because they actually don't see you moving and operating it. They don't see you moving and operating in it. So hopefully you're ready to take your power back. And let's grow together. Let's win together. And let's get free together. Because that's how we're going to make it. Later.